So today I watched two very different but both very intense films directed by women. The first one, and in theaters, saw them in theaters. Go see movies in theaters. There's actually three films directed by women playing just at the Landmark Theater, Landmark's Midtown Art Theater here in Atlanta. So um, they do exist, and you can go see them. The first one was Lynne Ramsay's "You Were Never Really Here." It premiered at the Cannes Film Festival last year with an unfinished print. Even though it was unfinished, it won Best Actor for Joaquin Phoenix and Best Screenplay for Lynne Ramsay. It's based on a novella by Jonathan Ames, and it follows basically a day-ish, 2 days in the life of a ex combat veteran and an FBI agent who's suffering from post-traumatic stress syndrome and is now sort of a vigilante gun for hire who saves girls who are being trafficked as sex slaves. He lives with his mother, who is elderly and has a broken arm, and they have a very great relationship together. And it's very lovely to see these tender moments with Joaquin Phoenix and the character playing his mother, sort of balanced by the extreme ultra violence of him doing his job. Um, Things go awry in the most recent case, and everything that he has in his world is uphinged. And he does not really have much, but it's all gone. And the film is only like 86 minutes. It's just tight, wound, um, efficiently made thriller. You get it's so rich. It's only 86 minutes, but it's so rich because you see so much of the interior of this character and why he does what he does and how he is who he is. And you get so many complexities from him and from this performance and from the world he's in. And the world is so well built, both in terms of the way Lynne shoots the film, but also in the way it's edited and the way that the sound design. I was going to look the guy's name up and I already forgot. The sound design brings you into the way in which Joe, the main character, perceives the world and never lets you out of his reality for a moment. And it's stark and amazing. And I really loved it. There was a great supporting performance, barely even blink you miss it, of Alessandro Nivola. And he always plays such rat bastards. He's so good playing rat bastards. He's like the best actor for rat bastards. You need a rat bastard, cast him in your movie. Just amazing score by Johnny Greenwood. He causes such tension with his scores. I love it. I feel like there's one more thing I was going to say about this movie. I really liked how Joaquin Phoenix's character was sort of really bulky in terms of his muscle, but he was also kind of fat at the same time. And it was just seeing him sort of walk around shirtless and not have like a perfect, like Chris Evans body, but still walking around shirtless was fascinating. I don't know. I found the way she filmed his scarred body really fascinating. And again, I loved the moments of tenderness that he had with his mother, and moments with the girl that he's rescuing. So this movie was compared to Taxi Driver. I feel like that's such a just I guess it's shorthand because you think vigilante movie, you think Taxi Driver, but I don't know. I feel like this character is very different from the character in Taxi Driver. So aesthetically, maybe it feels like Taxi Driver, and aesthetically, it feels a little bit like Drive. But I think thematically and at its heart, it's not even close to the same, because this character really is sort of grounded in humanity in a way that the characters in both Drive and Taxi Driver aren't. So maybe look beyond aesthetics when you make your film comparisons. The next film that I saw is called Little Pink House, and it's written and directed and produced by Courtney Balaker, and she is telling the true story of Suzette Kello, who sued the city of New London, Connecticut, who because they used eminent domain to get her house when they were trying to develop a thing for Pfizer. This went all the way to the Supreme Court. I don't want to tell you how it ends. in case you haven't followed you don't know about the history of it, because I didn't, and I didn't know where it was going. And I'm just gonna probably spoil slightly by telling you that I was devastated by the time this film ended, because you really love this character, and she's played by Catherine Keener, who is one of the most just real actresses out there. She always feels like a real person, and you just get to really love her, and her little dream of just having this little house, and to see it all just sort of snatched by both big business and big government was terrifying. But also makes you wonder about everything this country is built on. It's one of those sort of angry Aaron Brockovich style films where you just see how corrupt everything can be and everything is, and how there are people who are fighting to keep corruption at bay, but there are other people fighting to better the bottom line. And in the land of where we are right now with he who shall not be named, it's tough to see people fighting the good fight and losing. But that's also democracy, I guess. You get all these chances, and the right thing doesn't always happen. So there are moments in the film that don't quite have anything to do with the case, but build your empathy for this woman and her life. And I think I found that very fascinating way to tell this story, because if it had been sort of a John Grisham-esque thriller, from the legal thriller, from the 90s, I'm thinking like The Rainmaker or something, you wouldn't get much of that. Although in The Rainmaker you do, but you get that from the B story as opposed to the main story. And in this case, it's like the B story is the main story, and I really appreciated that, because you by the end you have spent 8 years with these characters, and you've seen them go through so much, and to see them keep fighting for what they believe in and their homes is astonishing. And the house is just so damn cute. There's a really I'm like saying so many times. I feel like Jonathan Demme. I'm gonna say one more time. There's a really harrowing shot at the end of the real Suzette Kello, where her house was. Spoilers, spoilers, spoilers. She loses her house, and the fact that they developed nothing on that land. It's horrifying, just utterly horrifying. So I enjoyed this film very much. It is in limited release right now, but you should definitely seek it out if you love a really well made social justice biopic type story. This is one for you. So this was Lynne Ramsay's You Were Never Really Here and Courtney Balaker's Little Pink House. They're both in theaters right now, and you should definitely check them both out.